Okay, I'll stop that for a minute.
So we've now got recording in progress. So I think we're going to call the meeting to arms and see if we can get everyone. And we might, okay, everybody, it's 7:33. We're going to start. Oh, and the room's gone. I can't start. Why not?
You can't start yet.
Why not?
Because there's a little thank you for you.
Oh, what for?
A little gift for a very, very big thank you from all of us for all your hard work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I need a hug.
You can't.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm fine.
No, look.
I'm overcovered.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, lovely.
Thank you. Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness. Thank you so much, everyone.
No.
I wasn't expecting it at all. I
Well,
wasn't.
that's
Thanks, everyone.
First time we meet in Chile, you should say, "Where's the flowers?"
No. So thank you so much. Oh, and just when I was going to be tough on everyone tonight, I was. Thank you. Thanks so much. Flowers and chocolates. Oh, you might.
Chocolate too.
Oh, thanks. We'll have chocolates with our coffee tonight. Yeah. So thank you. Thanks. All right. So hi everybody. Oh, thank you. I'm very chuffed about that. So I haven't got a great deal to say because I was going to keep it all to the end. I've actually got a slide. We're going to do this a little bit differently tonight. And I've taken the photos out of Dropbox and put them straight onto a slideshow. And so we're going to go through the photos. And at the end, I've got a little bit of a slideshow. Oh, sorry.
I mean,
Talking or... Oh, well, I'm trying to talk to people here. So how do I talk to you? And talk to them?
sit on the side.
Sit on the side?
Just move
Yeah,
to the side and we can see the.
Doable.
Yeah, that'd be better.
There. So that means that
And we can
whoever's...
see up.
Yep. Okay, so there, I think we've solved the problem. You're right, Deidre? Yep. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got a slide at the end to explain what's coming up in the future. So welcome everybody. And I apologise to Kai for the other day. I sent her on a bit of a wild goose chase and said that Peter Eastway's talk was going to be brilliant, and it wasn't. You know, a few weeks ago, I actually said to get on to Peter Eastway. It was pretty ordinary on head end.
There was a couple of points that were okay, but I did expect more.
No. Okay.
Given to his reputation and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Extreme knowledge.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the photos one by one. And when you think about this photography club, you also think that it's also a learning club as well. So tonight I've got the questions, the big questions to ask you all. And they were the questions that were on the end of the talk last time. And so we're going to go through them, and we're going to really critically look at the photos tonight and have a look and see what we liked, what we didn't like, and how we can improve them. So I'm really serious. So I'm going to share my screen, and that's my desktop. Let's see if I've got it right. Yep, there's a little swan. Move that over as far as I can and open up the slideshow for tonight. So tonight we're talking about two colours photography. Now I don't want to harp too much on what we were talking about before, but just remember that when we were looking at the colour wheel, there were contrasting colours or complementary colours, there were analogous colours and monochrome colours. And when you think about the two colours, they're the ones we'll be talking about tonight. So first up is Beth. Is that yours? Yes. Yeah. Come and sit on the chair over here. It's the hot seat. You might be taking these flowers back by the end of the night. So when you look at this photo here, what do you like about it?
I like, well, first of all, I've got to find two colors. So I went for
Mhm.
the orange and the Prussian blue.
Yep.
Mm.
And when you look at that, when you look at your color wheel, you can see that they're almost
Opposites.
opposite each other. They're almost complementary colors.
Mm.
So if you were to take this photo again,
Mhm.
is there anything you would do differently, or you're happy with what you've got?
Well, I could have had more direct sunlight to bring out the colors more. I was trying to eliminate other colors, so I zoomed in.
Yep.
And I couldn't, because it's a strelitzia and the petals come out to the side. And then I would have got green in the background, and that wasn't part of the deal, was it? We had to do two colors only.
Yeah.
So that's why it's shaped like that. And the advantage is that you get a bit of detail of the petal, I suppose. That's all.
Okay, so these two colors, they do work together because they're almost complementary. You can see a tiny bit of the green in the background,
Yeah.
but it's not part of the story.
No.
If you look at this photo, it's a great shot for head on. You could make it a little bit more angled or crop in a little bit and get rid of that little bit of distracting
Mhm.
that's down the bottom there. See, I'm being tough at the moment. But
These are
you've got,
possibilities.
yeah. But you've got three, you're working in numbers of three. So you've got one to the side, one up there and one to the other side. So you've got that pattern of three. If you were to twist that a little bit and get the threes heading in the direction that you read in, it would be a really strong image.
Mhm.
Can I add
So
some?
go for it, Kai.
See how you've got that white stick coming down at an angle from the top to the.
Every strelitzia has that. That
Yeah,
dead
yeah,
stick.
but I think
Stay.
whatever it is, I would
Maybe.
get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not part, it's not actually, I mean, I know it's part of the flower, but it's not part of the two colours sort of thing. And it's just very distracting.
So you use your iPhone for this?
Yes.
So when you're using your iPhone, you're actually at an advantage because what you're actually doing is you don't have to care about ISOs or anything else. All you have to do is worry about composition. And that's the one thing that iPhones have the advantage over. So really have a look at that composition. That, as Kai said, that white line that comes down is a little bit distracting. If you, afterwards, I'll show you an app that you can actually use. It's called UTouch, and you can upload it. It's a free app. And if you were to put this photo into UTouch and just run your finger down on the phone, that would disappear. You would get rid of that.
But I do feel that's a part of the flower, and that's part of nature.
Yep.
So I wouldn't want to do that.
Okay.
But I can understand that if you wanted a more perfect thing, yes,
Yeah,
that could be done.
yeah. All right. Well, that's fair enough because it's all subjective, but definitely I love how this line goes up here in curls, and even though it's a 2-color image, in the future you could just simply look at that orange, see how that beautiful line goes up, and just look at that and zoom in and make it totally abstract. And when you've got your phone, you can play around with it. So does anyone want to say anything else about it? All right. Thank you, Beth. You're off, first cab off the rank. And guess what? It's you again. Okay, so it's the same sort of thing with this one, is that the composition is really strong on the left, and I like how that line meanders up and it's got that directionality that actually follows your eye out and up into the photo, across the photo, to keep your eye coming back, so you get it to come back around and come down again. Maybe just darken that little bit on the top there, because see how there's that white line? It seems to take it out and then it disappears in the world. But this line that goes up here is really quite beautiful. I like that this is this is kind of like the two colors. There's a tiny bit of the green in the back, which is just enough. So there's a lot of monochrome purple there. And that tiny bit in the back, that's the fence, is just perfect. It's well diffused, so it's not distracting and taking your eye off that one at all. The composition, when you've got your phone and you get so caught up in the front bit there, don't forget to look at the back, because see that fence, that's a little bit not straight. So the horizon's not straight. So just lean it back. I mean, you could do that. You could crop that or edit that in your phone and just straighten that up a bit. And that line that would be perfectly straight would be fantastic. And the same sort of thing, like when I look at photos, see that tiny little white spot there? Just getting rid of those little things with that U-touch thing just makes it stand out a little bit more. So, but besides that, it's a very nice photo.
My two colours were not the background, were in the stamen.
Oh, the yellow,
No, it's cream.
the cream.
It's
Okay.
a cream. You can see
Yeah,
better
yeah.
on that reproduction, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
We've
see.
got the pink flowers and the new white flowers.
Okay. Yeah, because they, for
They're the
me,
two
it's,
colours.
yeah, for me, the green is more, and this, because, yeah,
It's funny, I can't see green there.
what's that?
Oh, my eyes aren't great.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
It's just the
Yeah,
dark
just the,
background.
yeah,
It could be the
Yeah.
fence, it could be the green, but I mean,
yeah, no, all
the
good.
shape of the petal.
Yeah, but I do like this. I like that angles and it goes across. Very nice.
Okay.
Anyone want to say anything else?
Yeah, I'd take that, the leaf on the left side, I'd take that out.
The leaf on the left, okay.
And I would tilt the whole thing to the right.
Yeah, yeah. So you get that more straighter at the back.
No, I'd tilt the whole image though and get rid of that leaf on the left.
That's all part of the plant. Yes,
No, no,
okay.
But you can still get
Yeah,
it out.
yeah.
So my stamen wouldn't be straight, it would be tilted too.
But it doesn't have to be.
Can you hear that online?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you was just
The
suggesting.
other thing you do better is shoot down, you can sort of take a different point of view. I mean, there's so many different point of views you
It was
can do with that.
taller than me, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get it on the milk jug. or something.
Yeah.
Box.
But I think if anything, like the possibilities that when you have got a phone, nothing else matters except getting the composition. So you can really play around with that. And when you've got, Beth was just saying that her iPhone, like the plant's taller than she is. Don't forget that when you do those sort of things, you can put it onto a selfie mode and then hold it up and then do it, rather than try to get up and down and do it. So just do selfie mode
Yeah.
and have it facing
It's
down.
about- Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
okay, good job.
Now,
All right.
these are Deirdre's too. You can-
When did you start taking flowers?
So,
Okay.
so Beth's actually put in 4 photos, and so we're just going to la-di-da-di-da, beautiful, beautiful. And look, the line is straight on that back fence in this one. See that?
Yes.
Nice. And this one here, I just wanted to talk about this. Tell me, what do you like about this image? What made you want to take
The two
this image?
colours. I realised with my flowers, I'd probably get criticised because there's a
No,
bit
no.
more. And I thought, well, this is really 2 colours. So I love this little vase. It's only about 10 centimetres high. And I put it on the back and I love turquoise and beige together. So we've got turquoise and beige.
It's
That's what I
actually,
like about it. And I like the shine on the
Yeah.
little vase and the shadow
yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit.
If you were going to do this again, would you change anything, or are you happy with it?
I could move it a little bit this way so you could look into the top of the vase, I thought, but apart from that.
Yeah, no, one thing that does, it's that line along the back, it sort of goes up, so it leads your eye towards the vase, and then you've also got that little line there on the right, and it's quite a good thing that that line goes straight the way down to that corner there. So it kind of encapsulates that whole thing, grounds it down, like it gives it some grounding so that the vase does actually work quite well there. And I like how there's a little bit of a shadow at the back as well. The shadow's quite nice.
Okay.
Anyone want to say anything else?
There's a nice gradation of light across the vase. You go from very light on the left. over
Yeah,
the
because
dark.
the window was on the left,
Yeah,
so that's a bit of window light.
And it accentuates that beautiful curve.
Yes,
Very Italian.
yes, very Italian.
Very nice. Okay,
Well
I
done,
think
Deidre.
it's the grilling's over. Good job, DG, Beth DG. All right, so Alan, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so would you like to tell me about this this photo?
Yeah, so this was from a fashion shop in Paddington,
Mm-hmm.
and I've cropped right in on it to get rid of any other colours. And I like the fact that my two images are both fabrics, and they both tell different story. Each one tells a different story. So looking at this image, it's bright and cheerful, makes you happy, whereas the next one is the opposite.
Yeah, yeah. You always seem to have a way with making a story out of nothing, so to speak, and quite often when you photograph and you put these photos into a competition, you present two very different images that go well together, but they don't. They're in juxtaposition of each other. So when you look at this image, remember 2 weeks ago on... Oh, did it disappear? It says I'm sharing.
Mhm.
Can you see my screen? Can you see Alan's pictures? What can you see, Glenn?
I can see red and purple.
Oh, okay, they can see them there. So
Red and purple material.
yeah, no, that's okay. We couldn't see it there for a few minutes. So when you look at this and you think about a few weeks ago when we did that presentation, and there was a slide and it talked about when you squint and colours are at loggerheads with each other, and they actually sort of like shimmer because they don't work. This is kind of this, but it does work. Do you know what I mean? Like they're the analogous colours, so they're both on the same side of the colour wheel, and you wouldn't think that they should work together, but they do work really well, and they seem to come together, and there's perfect line formation. And I like how you've got that stripe up the middle that takes you into it, and there's almost that little curve that comes down and brings you back, and there's a little bit of like a giggly bit that waves you across, and then it takes you up on that journey again. So there's the way I read it, I read through the picture and all the way back to the other side. So it does work really well. Like you think they shouldn't go together, but they do go really well together, and they're quite dramatic together too, aren't they?
You can thank the window dresser for that.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They do
Well
work.
spotted.
Yeah, absolutely. They and it's interesting because one side of the image is quite smooth, and it's kind of like takes you on that journey, and then all of a sudden it picks up speed, takes you up the middle, sends you tumbling down, and then whoops, we're going around again. So a really nice image, really nice image. So yeah, Eura likes the colors too. So so obviously like zooming right in and just capturing it. It's an abstract shot. It's in your face. Good job. Well done, Alan.
Thank you.
Does anyone want to say anything else?
I love the sleeve, the flounce, and that really confirms, yes, it is a frock hanging there. And also the line in that sleeve, the many lines in that sleeve, make it more interesting too.
Yeah, absolutely. Good spotted. Well spotted. Okay, and so now we go from one extreme to the other, Alan.
Yeah, so we're obviously seeing these two colours lately with Ukraine and the war there. And that coat of arms in the top left-hand corner, that's what they're planning to use in the future, rather than just having 2 plain colours only. So they're wanting to make it a bit more specific. And then I've dropped in a image I downloaded off the web, which I'm not sure if I'm supposed to include that in my photo, but my wife wouldn't let me go to Ukraine. She said, no, you've got to stay home and clean the bathroom. So I just dropped that in to give the true story of what's happening at the moment.
Yeah, so one of my discussion points, and I try to spread them around, one of the discussion points was, what do you think the strength of this image is?
Oh, the strength, or the fact that of the news that's going on at the moment, and how they're putting everything into this war effort and doing a fairly good job. And the fact that they're looking to the future and having a different flag slightly with the coat of arms. But a lot of sadness happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this sort of an image, no matter who you are in the world at the moment or where you are in the world, you see these 2 colours, and even if you had 2 objects that were yellow and blue, it just brings up so many ideas and images we have in our head about what's going on in the world at the moment, which is a very sad thing. And I don't think you can go wrong in doing something like this. It tells a great story. I don't think, Alan, that it matters that you've taken that from off online, as long as you're honest about it. And
I have written there that it's courtesy of the BBC.
Yeah.
It's small, very small print.
Because look, people get things from lots of different sources, and you would have to be absolutely crazy to think that someone living in Sydney could have that photo specifically, unless you've been over there and you're a correspondent to some degree. So yeah, just as long as you're honest with it. But I really like that you've got it on that little bit of an angle there. Like the flag seems to be like on that angle because that's the new coat of arms thing there. It's quite timely. It's the information is new, and yeah, well done again. I think that these 2 images that you did worked really well together, because there's that yin and that yang for you. So
And they relate because they're both fabrics. Yeah.
So can I ask, where did the flag image come from?
Okay, so last weekend I was walking around Surrey Hills, and it was hanging in the front of a restaurant there.
Nice. I think you do have Photoshop skills, so my suggestion would be those creases are a little bit distracting, and creases are hard to get rid of. But even if you just diffuse them a little bit in Photoshop, just use some blur on them. Just you would be able to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But besides that, it's like and I think just the one up the top and the one that sort of leads you out of the photograph on the right there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But you have those skills, so that's why I would suggest that to you, because you put sheep in trains and all sorts of things. So yeah, you can definitely do that. So good job.
Thank you.
I want to say anything else?
It's very powerful, definitely.
Yeah,
very powerful.
very powerful. Yeah, well done. Okay. Oh, Yura. Come on, Yura. Just so they can hear you. The deadline for coffees? Are you saying I have to hurry up?
No. Don't worry,
Because you know the thing now that they closed the sports bar next door, 8:15, 8:20. Oh my goodness, I'll have to talk faster. Oh, just
all right.
okay. So, Yura, tell me about this photo.
Well, red is such a outstanding and catches your eye. So I thought that's one of the things. And also my favorite color, blue, is at the back.
Okay.
And they do work well together, those two colors. I don't know where they are on the wheel. I'm not too sure, but
Yeah,
um,
I have to close that
it's,
thing up there. Yeah. So,
it's red and, yeah, red and blue, but it's on the same side, isn't it? No, yeah.
yeah, so,
Anyway, it is,
yeah,
yeah.
they're, yeah. So because I find it quite interesting, there's also green in here too. Do you think that's,
No, I don't think so. Well,
aquarish?
I don't,
Green.
I don't think it distracts because the first thing I
No.
see is the red and the blue.
Yeah, the blue stands out because it's really quite dark.
Yes. Yeah.
But
That'd be nice if that corner was a bit blue, yes. I
Yeah,
agree, it would
yeah.
be better, yes.
but that petal that comes down is like an invitation to, you know, when you read the image left to right, you see that petal comes down. You've got the beautiful stamen there that has a bit of yellow in it.
You will see, you could also, you could, you could also,
She's taking the flowers back.
no, I'm not. You could also take the little blue of the stamen and then the bit of the yellow, that's for two colors. So I've got two colors on the outside and two colors on the inside. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't find it distracting because the tones are the same. Like the tone of that green that Sarah's going on about and the blue.
she is going on about it, isn't she?
You know, it's the same tone, so.
Yeah, it's soft
yeah,
enough,
you
yeah.
are like it's when you look at it, it's half the color wheel kind of thing. So it does make sense. So beautiful image. And as I said, I like that comes down. I like that the stamens are very sharp and it's diffused away with the rest of the petals. The stem comes up and in, so that is not distracting at all. And there's no, when I look at a photo, I look for like light splotches around the edges that sort of lead your eyes away from the image. It's got nothing there, so all good.
Okay. Oh, you're going to keep the, I'm going to let you keep the flowers.
I better go faster. So is there anything you'd change in this image?
No, I like it the way it is. I can't
Yeah.
see what I would change in it. No.
Just maybe a tiny bit darker, like it just,
Yeah, that'd be
yeah.
great if I could do that, if I knew how to do that.
okay, all right, okay, all good.
I think it's like a beautiful painting. You could hang it on.
It
the
is.
wall.
Does anyone want to say anything else about this image?
I can sell you a print of this if you like.
They don't bother painting with you, or just give you one.
All right, tell me what's your objective here? What are you trying to achieve here?
Well, it is definitely two colors, but
Yep,
it's the yellow and blue.
yep.
The blue is my very, very favorite color,
Mm-hmm.
and the yellow is my least favorite.
Ah,
In fact, I hate yellow,
ah,
but they work so beautifully here on the flower.
they absolutely do.
And I put the blue around it, the blue frame around it, because it makes it a bit stronger. That's,
Mm.
it also accentuates the blue.
Yeah, it's like it's encapsulated it all in a perfect little bundle. It's got a lovely square shape to it. The square works really well. I think that these two colors really go well together because they're almost complementary. Yellow's more with purple, but there is quite a little bit of purple in this blue. So it's more going towards purple. So it does work really well.
Oh, I see. You're looking at the.
Yeah, when you
looking
look at the
way it
colour,
is, it does,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah,
The
so,
yeah, you're right. The purple
Yeah.
is there, isn't it?
yeah.
What's it sitting on you?
Nothing.
What's the black behind?
I just darkened it. I just kept going darker and darker.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought you'd put a blanket. or something.
No, no.
yeah.
That was just, they were also, that was also taking at Centennial Park.
Nice. It's got a tiny bit of a red thingy there,
Yeah,
but that's neither here nor
You're not
there.
supposed to see
Um,
that.
That's all right. I told you, I'm being tough tonight. But I like how it's sort of, if it had been perfectly flat it would have felt like it was almost not real.
You know, the flower
Um,
tip is a bit,
Yeah, but because it's got a bit of an angle, it's 3-dimensional, so
Yeah,
it's almost like it's popping out at you, and definitely helped with the framework that you have around it, and even that white around the black works nicely. So,
Thank you.
and it's in focus, and yep. Anyone else want to say anything?
Anybody want to buy this?
She's selling that one too.
How many petals are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13 petals.
Blue is my say.
No,
No, blue is a very, very lucky color. It's a peace color,
Okay,
calm color.
okay,
I hate blue
okay.
Actually,
and I love yellow. So
are you kidding?
All right, so this is Norma's.
And it's gorgeous.
Norma's sent in a bit of a conversation. She sent it through to Deidre. So I'll just quickly read what Norma said. She said the photo was taken in a local field full of poppies. The sun was low in the sky and the poppies were backlit and looked gorgeous. She used her 24 to 105 millimeter lens with her 5D Canon. ISO was 200 because it was in the evening, and she used f11 to get a good depth of field. And let's see, she edited in Lightroom to decrease the number of highlights and slightly increase the vibrance and texture. She said that if she had have done it again, she might have used 100 ISO to avoid overexposing any poppies, and she would take some further images in the field. So Norma always does amazing work, and you can't fault this. Like, this is f11, so you've got a little bit of out in the, like the background, the foreground is a little bit out of focus, leading you right to that middle poppy that's well backlit, and the bud beside it, and then it goes off into the background again.
whereabouts is it? Does she live here in the States?
Well, she's in England.
Yeah, I know
so,
that, but I mean, England.
I don't know, she said in a-
I didn't even know they grew poppies. I thought they were sprayed.
Oh, well, I don't know. She said was taken in a local field full of poppies, so
Oh,
she
no,
lives
she
there.
must be- she
Yeah.
must be out of London.
Yeah,
It's springtime.
it's spring in England,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah. So
They're opium poppies.
are they?
Ah,
Are they?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, Norma's image is nicely balanced because it's got the dark down the bottom that sort of grounds it, leading up to the end, to the top that gets lighter and lighter. I do totally agree with her that she's got a few tiny little flowers just up there on the right that are just a little bit white. So she just needs to diffuse those a little bit. But these colours work well together. They are the perfect complementary colours on the colour wheel. So, would anyone else like to say anything about Norma's? Yeah, very nice. Opium poppies.
The depth that takes you right along in between the poppies. You feel like you're going to walk into them.
you feel it big.
It's like a lovely, lovely meander. And Kai said it's like she feels like a little bee, just.
I would feel like a little bee flying.
Yeah, but you can definitely see that f11 definitely works in her favor. So the next one, Norma said that she took this in York, and it was taken on a trip earlier this year. She went in the evening to take a photo of the Shambles, which is a very old lane in York, and it's used in some of the Harry Potter show and films. She wanted to practice low light, and it's handheld. So her ISO is 1600, 5.6 and 0.8 of a second. She's edited in Lightroom and altered the temperatures to make it a bit cooler. She's boosted the vibrance, she's reduced the shadows, and if she had have done this again, she would have used a tripod, but she didn't want to carry one. And then if she had have used the tripod, it would have been a longer exposure, and would have reduced her ISO and reduced her hand movement.
It's normal online then.
No, Norma's not here tonight. That's why I'm reading it out. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting that she's done, but we're recording it so she can see. Yeah, so it's interesting that she did 5.6, yet there's a starburst up there, which presumably can only be done with F22. So Norma has definitely proven us wrong. And her two colours are yellow and purple, and they're the exact complementary colours on the colour wheel. And Norma's used all these lovely rules where that path is coming in from the left, taking you on a journey around, and it doesn't actually take you out of the picture, it just takes you up and further into the picture, which makes you want to say what's happening up there, makes you want to go walk and see what happens. And she's also very lucky that she's got nobody in the photograph, even though some people would probably prefer to have somebody in there. And I know Norma's got the skills to drop someone in, so be interesting seeing, so it's a Harry Potter street, maybe she could drop in something a bit spooky or witchy, or a black cat or something, or an owl or something like that. And now, an owl sitting on one of those street signs. But no, gorgeous image. Does anyone want to say anything else about this?
Wizard shops in, I think, that street, magic shops all along the street.
Do they have magic shops? They have magic shops. Nice. Yes, so you'll have to go.
I'm very pleased they haven't got any actual people in that shot.
Yeah.
Would have ruined it.
It does look good the way it is. So well done, Norma. And even you can see, because it sort of all comes into the middle there, and it's quite in the middle of the image, but all the lines, they match up on the corners and come in quite well. So good job. Perspective. Thank you, Kai. Oh, Kai, come and sit down.
Oh, it looks better over there. Should have kept my mouth closed.
All right, so
Okay.
tell me about this image, Kai.
Yeah, it's really difficult to work out what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, why
So-
did you take this image this way?
Well, one, because I have an orange every morning and I love the colour orange. And I was about to throw the orange, the halves out. And I thought, no, I should actually use this in my two colours. And I knew I had a green apple, so I just totally complemented it. The only thing I probably would change, or I could have changed or should have changed, was the dark bar at the bottom. But that actually gives it a bit of a holding. And the rest of it, the background is all white and it's sitting on white. So I didn't want to distract anything, with a different base color. So it's just purely orange and green. Yeah.
Very nice. I actually like the base down the bottom. It's sort of, as you say, it gives that little bit of grounding. Otherwise, if you didn't have that base, they would look like they were almost floating. Having said that, I would have given a tiny bit more space here on the right, just so at least like just a bit of
point
breathing
taken.
space, and also here,
Where the touch.
they either touch more or touch not at all,
Yeah.
or no, not touching. But you've also got the skills, Kai, to get rid of things like just tidy up there a little bit. And
I did
also,
get rid of quite a few. You know what? I took my camera. God, you all look so serious. I took my camera down to DigiDirect to get, cleaned, right? Because I had dust spots on the sensor and I don't know how to do that. So I took it down and paid I think it was 120, and I still have dust spots. Yeah, not like a couple really big ones. I got rid of that, but I still have a few. So I've got to go through my image. I've got to blow them up to 100
crazy.
and really go like up and down and really look for dust spots.
I would take it back.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, if I took it back, I would have to take it back with an image to show the dust spots. Yeah. And I don't know what I've done with the receipt now. But anyway, I know Thomas down there anyway. So I would say, Thomas, you didn't really do a very good job.
Yeah. Yeah. And also you've got the skills to try to photo stack this too.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, it is what it is.
It
and-
is what it is.
And I quite like it.
I like how this goes around this dark shadow under here, sort of is like it goes up and around and that's your full stop. Yeah.
An exclamation mark.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It is.
I mean, I guess the thing really about this is that sometimes you just use whatever's in your kitchen, whatever's at home to take a photo. You know, it's not the most brilliant photo, I recognize that, but it's the two colors, so I've covered
It's
the
two
brief,
colors. You certainly have.
you know, so yeah,
Good job. Ready?
yeah. Now this was I wasn't going to put this in because I took it because I really like that vase. One of my brothers gave it to me, and so really, and the flowers were given to me by a neighbour, and they've moved down to Tassie now. I was just telling Beth, and they keep saying, "Come down to Tassie, come down to Tassie." But anyway, the thing is that the teal, I guess you can see it better on the Deirdre screen. It's a bit washed out up there. That sort of greenish teal is a bit like the teal all those powerful women have been wearing, you know, to get voted in. But that wasn't the objective. But the thing is that when I first took this and was going to put it, I thought I can't because it's actually the stems of those flowers are kind of a browny colour. So it's actually three colours. But now that I've seen you has got a third colour in hers, you know, I don't feel so bad about having a third colour in there. Anyway, it's a nice vase, it's a nice colour, and the colours sort of are opposite each other, and yeah, so it fills the brief.
Absolutely. And I actually looked at this, and when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, I think they're greenish. They're like a greenish sort of, they're not totally
You're
brown.
seeing green in everything. What's the matter with you?
I know.
Yeah,
No,
anyway,
but they're two very nice colours that work together.
yeah. But it's a bit like your Italian little figure, you know, it's got that nice curve to it. Anyway, yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Kai.
Oh, so can I just say one more thing?
Yep.
It's got a very, very faint base. So if you look at the base, you can't see it up there on the screen, but you can see it's just like about half a tone darker.
Yeah. Yeah. It's encapsulated.
Sorry?
What's the writing on the side?
Oh, that's my name. I'll just be a bit clunky. Just this part.
This is Cherise. Hi, Cherie.
Oh, hi. Yes.
How are you?
Okay.
Hey, so tell me, this is an iPhone photo?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, yeah. So tell me a little bit about this photo. What made you take this? What was appealing about it that you saw that you really liked?
The tones. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, basically just the tones. We went away for a few days. We ended up staying in this place that was called the Warehouse, and who'd ever done the interior decorating had done it in all these sort of soft sort of tones. So I thought, well, this is probably going to be my only opportunity to take colours or tones or whatever. So I thought that sort of like it was something I could actually take a photograph of. Some of it was too far apart to actually make a photograph of it. So that was, and it just had the those browny orangey tones through it against a white wall.
Yeah, I think that it's well spotted. I like that there's that repeating pattern again and again and again, which definitely does help the image. I like that it doesn't, it's monochromatically two colors. So you've got beiges and browns and oranges, they're all mixed in together there. I think that like how it starts, you've filled the frame, which is fantastic. If anything, I would say maybe because you've got the iPhone and all you have to do is worry about composition and not anything else, take one step back and just get down a little bit. And so just whenever you see something like this, take it from lots of different angles, take it from high, take it from low, because you might surprise yourself that what, you've seen at the beginning, by the end of it, by the end of the exercise, something else has appealed to you. Because I would say that little handle off, I don't know if the handle was huge and a long one on the back one, then it wasn't worth getting it in. But even if you just went out a tiny bit further to just give it a little bit of breathing room around the edge.
Well, Sarah, I had to crop it because it was actually sitting on a bench.
Oh,
And
okay.
that if I took it too far out, this was the problem, like if I took it too far out, I actually got in the sink.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then
And on the far side, you can see a tiny little bit of black.
yeah.
Well, that was the stove top. So I only had
My
this
goodness.
tiny little bit of, and I'm not fantastic at photoshopping to be able to take out the black stove and the white sink, it was a huge sink. Honestly, it was massive. It was like something you did your washing in 100 years ago.
Yeah,
So
no, well, that makes perfect sense, and then that's absolutely.
No, I was really sorry to have to crop that off. But I thought, oh, which way will I do it? So I just, So that's what I did.
That makes
Because I just aimed at the colours then.
Yeah. Well, then maybe what you could have done is gone in even further, and so the top and the side disappeared a little bit. So you just got this in your face, massive amount of texture and color, and it becomes totally abstract.
Oh, okay. Go right into the bottom. Oh, I'll try that. Go into the bottom breadboard and right up the top as well. So you're not getting anything else.
Yeah, and don't be scared to, because if you do that and you've got that white one down the bottom, then flip the photo on the side, and that way you've got the lightest that works its way through to the patterning to the biggest. So you know how I was saying before that your eyes lead left to right, so you'll have that sort of pattern. So your eye will take you on a journey.
Okay, all right, I'll try that.
I know, I told you it's going to be tough tonight. So they're chopping boards.
Yeah, they're old breadboards. Like the place was full of old things.
Yeah, no, beautiful, very nice. No, good spotted. So does anyone want to say anything else? Nope. Okay. 20 past. Does anyone, we've got, I don't know, we've got probably about 6, we've probably got about 6 photos to go. Does anyone mind if we have a 5-minute break so we can just order coffees for tonight?
No.
Is that okay? All right. 5-minute break. Go to the bathroom, get a glass of wine. We'll see you in a sec.
I was going to make a tea when she says go and get a glass of wine. Oh, that is so cute. I have this woman who was in a gold colored top. She sat there and just the thing out. So far, she
Something animated.
Yeah,
It's an interesting mix, isn't it?
photos.
Yeah, two colours, what's coming.
Yeah.
Two colours and sometimes two predominant colours. What we-
Yeah, I know. Okay, let me see. I don't want to play around.
We haven't seen yours yet, Frank.
No,
Oh,
no,
lucky
you're
us.
second last. Mine are last now. I've moved mine to last.
Why?
Yeah, but isn't it nice to see it on the big screen? Yeah,
The colours are better.
Yeah. but they would be better if the lights were down, but
Wow, that Ukrainian one was powerful.
absolutely.
When I come back, seeing these, just before I go to sleep, I see all the images again. They're very powerful. Something very powerful about this.
Hmm,
I mean, I
Yeah,
go to photographic exhibitions. I see the Time magazine, the international exhibitions, museums here when I can. And it doesn't have that same effect. I think it's the fact that you're with the people.
and there's a reason, say, for someone like Cherie here, there I was saying, I'll give it space and that, but there was no chance to give it space. That's what she took.
Yeah.
So, and it's all subjective. I mean, people have got their own idea about what looks good and what doesn't look good.
Yeah.
What they like and what they don't like.
Who's coming on Sunday?
Um,
I mean, you got any definite yet?
yeah, there's Frank, Margaret. It's on the web page. Yeah.
So an orange tea?
Your tea's here already.
Lisa's away, so she won't be able to comment on it.
Yeah. So yeah, I know. Yeah, she's in South Australia.
Ordering your flowers.
Yeah, okay.
Looks good.
But how much was the tea?
I can't remember.
350, I think.
Oh, the same as that. Look how big that.
Yeah,
Almost, guys, almost. We've got half of our people back.
You're very comfortable over there with your red teapot and red flowers. What happened to the chocolate?
It's amazing. If you want tea quickly, you never get it. But when you want it to take its time, tea's already arriving. Well, we just have to sort out. He didn't want to make it. They said last coffee was at 8:45. Yeah. Yeah.
that's a bit later than they said last time, isn't it? It's fun. Order. We have that.
Yeah. I just asked then, and he kind of looked at me, and I said, can we have this at about 8:45 outside? And they kind of like, he said, oh, if you order it now, I have to give it to you now. So I have to make.
This is nuts in a club that has gambling going on all night.
Flat white, thanks.
They
Yeah,
can't give you a coffee all
yeah,
night. It's ludicrous. I mean, I
Yeah.
bet they're allowing drinking all night so that
I-
people gamble more. Really?
I actually think I'm just about to be served my coffee and I'll
Oh, yeah.
say something. Thank you very much. Thank
Very
you.
good.
But I think Margaret was actually saying that it's actually after a certain time, there's no food service, and it's a club to be serving alcohol without serving any food. I don't know how legal that is.
I doubt it too. Yes.
Because you close your, down at St George, if I go to St George, the cafe's open 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how legal it is that they serve alcohol without food.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
They don't even have chip, like those machines that you put money in and get
Oh,
chip
yeah.
back out of that. Yeah.
That's
So-
weird.
It is, and they've really cut off their nose. They've just filled this club full of poker machines
Yes.
and taken away. And remember, the man that used to roll his eyes when he saw us downstairs before we went into lockdown at when we used to come and order coffees, and he was a sort of short, stubby little man. He used to roll his eyes. Well, he's there back again. And I sort of said, oh, we're back. He went, oh, the camera club. I went, yep, we're back.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
So, yeah. So, all right, we might just get started, just because we haven't got that many to go. So just respectful for everyone online as well. So this is Lisa's image. Lisa's not here tonight to talk about this. She did actually have the word open in next to this. So I wasn't too sure whether it was an open image or whether she'd called it open. So it was the only open one. So I decided to put it into here.
I didn't know we were still doing those.
No, I wasn't too sure either. So I'm kind of literally sort of thinking, okay, the two colours that Lisa's used here is the red and the green, and she's got that nice leading line starting from the left, travelling with the seal and heading to the body. It would have been fantastic and you can't in the real world, but when you're looking at a nature shot, to wait for the moment to get the eye, or to get like a little bit of a splash or something. But nature doesn't always play games, sort of thing. So she's had a good go at trying to capture an animal doing something that's interesting. She's filled the frame, and that's all I have to say about that. Does anyone want to say anything?
Very cute.
Yeah.
I'd like to say there's movement in it.
Yes.
See the beast moving.
Yeah.
Without the eye. It took me a long while to orientate,
Yeah. It's you may not have heard Margaret just said that without the eye, it actually took her a little while to orientate which way the creature was. And so that's I mean, not everything has to have an eye specifically, but you can see she's so close to getting that in. And yeah, anyway, we'll move on. The next one is Lisa's as well. And so Lisa's definitely put in her two colours there. They are colours that are both together. So they're the analogous colours. So she's used colours that are beside each other to a certain extent on the colour wheel. She's got really good, like her lines are perfectly straight. She's got repeating patterns there. It'd be interesting to ask her why she had the big ones as well as the smaller mailboxes, because I think maybe it would have been a stronger image to just have more of the little ones, unless there's actually a story behind the big and then going into the little. I mean, that it does work because you start reading from left to right, but if she had just had the little ones, it might have been a stronger image. And I just noticed that just a little bit on the right bottom just needed to be just cropped off a little bit. But see, this image here is actually, the perspective is a little bit out. So even in Snapseed, there are buttons that you can push to make this so that the planar field of these mailboxes, she's taken it, and so the camera's a little bit like that. And you can actually, even in Snapseed, change the perspective and adjust it so that the top comes forward a little bit more and the back with the bottom goes out a bit more, and that would straighten up those lines perfectly. But well spotted actually, Lisa. It's a good, strong candidate for 2 colours. The repeating patterns, well done.
Plus, it's well seen. I mean, it's like people probably walk
Yeah.
past that every day with a figure taking.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Kai was just saying very well seen, because people would walk past those and may not think about taking photos. And it's the ordinary. So, and you've created a strong image. But I'd be curious to know, as I said, why those big ones were there. And it'd be,
Well, those
yeah,
little parcels.
yeah, but why she photographed them.
Well, I don't think she sort of
Because
chose.
it's 2 colours.
Yeah, no. But see how there's the big, so if she were to like cut it off at the corner there, at the edge of the second yellow line, and take away the big boxes and just have a mass of little boxes. But everyone's got their own ideas and opinions, so.
I had no idea
No.
what they had. Now you mentioned mailboxes. At first,
Yeah.
I thought they were tiles.
I think it's the colour and the lines. The
Yeah.
yellow colour.
Yeah,
Get away with the big boxes. You might lose the yellow.
yeah, I know. Maybe
I don't
that's
know. You have to
yeah,
ask them.
everyone's got their own ideas. So, but no, well spotted, Lisa. Good job. All right, my friend Frank. We've only got Frank's and mine to go, so the torture is nearly over for you all. Come on down, Frank. Here's Frank. Frank's going to tell you all about his image.
This is a striking image with complementary colors used for somebody to advertise their business. Even the guy inside the globe has got that complementary colors.
Yeah.
See? It's blue, glasses.
Yep.
See, blue shirt, and the name of the company is written in yellow, and everything is on the white background, and that's it. And you compare to the other guy who's got a car also advertising the back there is almost dead because it's just one color, right?
Absolutely.
So you can
Frank.
compare that car with this car. I left only a bit because this is my hero, but yes, there is a bit of that, so you can see the
Yep.
difference. What strikes there is actually the number plate, but in here is the car. It's the-
Yep. I mean, it's well spotted, Frank.
So that was the idea.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got that left to right going across. Be interesting if you had have stood at the other end and taken a photo with the car coming towards you to give it a little bit of action.
Nah.
It's all right. Fine.
Just throw it. I'm
If
just,
he-
I always
if he
throw
had
things out
part-
there.
If he had,
One of the extra discus.
that would be cut. That would be cut.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just throwing things out there because I mean this is a standard image that works. It's, I mean, Frank's ticked all the boxes. He's got his yellows and greens and the yellows and blues in the right place. There's a story there. He's got his comparison color in the corner a little bit. There's even a bit of a tree going up that matches with that goes there, and it's like that's one story, but this is the cars, the next story,
And it's a diagonal.
and it's the
It's a
diagonal.
diagonal go from left to right the way we read.
Yep.
And I couldn't put the car the other way around because that's how this guy parked.
No, but
anyway.
if you walked,
Yeah, I know. But
yeah.
The car, that's what she wanted to do.
No, but don't get run over. Don't
No,
get
no,
run over. So
I'd like to know what alternative plumbing is. Does he have the water running the other way instead?
I'm sending an email to the Strat actually tomorrow and not too happy about their job, so I don't advertise their job. Don't call them at this stage.
They didn't do a good job.
No,
No.
there is water flooding my storeroom and they were supposed to fix that up.
That's alternative plumbing for you.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but even like you look at the lines where the ladder is, there's repeating lines going up there behind with the drain pipe behind. There's interesting shadows that are going on there. And even when you look at that shadow that's in the corner with at the corner of the left, it sort of almost reflects what's happening at the front of the car down there with the drain. Sort of, so there's a lot of repeating patterns there. So well done, Frank.
Thank you.
Click.
Next one.
Yeah, go on, Beth wants to say something.
Well, on the ground there, I thought in the beginning, maybe he could have cropped out that drain, you know, excuse me. But then I see that it advertises drains.
Yep,
So I think that's a touch of humor.
very good. He's the drain man. Yeah? He repairs water problems. And we have a bit of a flood because of the rain.
Did he drain your wallet, Frank?
They drain our wallet, yes.
Yeah.
A few $1,000 cost us the job.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, go for it, Frank.
Well, there we go. We have the complementary red and green, and we have diagonal, and that's basically it. And it is just a cushion, but looks like lips, like red lips. So it was kind of Valentine's Day, I suppose, picnic in Centennial Park.
Did you set it up? Or you
No,
walked past it?
I set myself in a position to get the photo. That's all I
Did
did.
you sit on it?
No.
I would have sat on
Did you think about maybe squaring it or anything like that? Or are you happy? I'm
No,
just
I want to put
asking.
the angle the way it is.
Yep, the angle the way it is.
Because I got other photos where it's flat. No,
Yep,
I
and that
prefer
like-
the
that
angle the way
works.
it is.
Perfect.
And a little bit, not shadow, but yeah, you can see the difference in color.
Mhm.
Like a bit darker in there and curve in the wave.
Yep.
but the lips are upside down.
Well, but yeah, that's the way I want it. Yeah.
Yeah. If and you can see, like when you look at the strong red and green, and
Yep.
quite a few people have chosen red and green,
Yep.
those colors. If you imagine they were purple lips or yellow or something, they wouldn't go. Red and green are the exact
See,
complementary.
you have a red and green there.
Yeah, red and green. So,
Very good.
all right. Does anyone want to say anything else?
Can I go back to the plumber?
Oh,
Oh, that's a
Gira
problem.
wants to go back to the plumber.
Want to get his phone number.
No, I've got a good one.
We've only got mine to go after this.
Supposed to be for two colors.
Yeah,
You've got more than two colors.
Yeah.
the striking colors are the two colors.
Say that again.
The striking colors are the two colors. That is blue and yellow.
So that's how you put it. Okay.
That's how I put it.
And the green, the green.
Green is in the word job.
But that's in the back there.
I was wondering how long it would be before you actually saw that.
Now, and also you see the phone number is in red, right? But it's a minor thing. And then again, yes, you can see that what strike your eye is the blue and the yellow.
Okay,
And
now
the-
watch out, Sarah.
It's actually really hard to do this, isn't it? Like it's not, and I think that's reflective of the number of photos that are and the photos that people put in tonight, is that it's a really hard thing to do. It's not
You bet it
easy.
is. Yes, yes. Hmm.
Yeah, 2 colors is hard. 3 colors is easier, but this was a really tough challenge. So, all right. Oh, so whose was this?
Oh, that's mine, Sarah, Cherie.
Oh, hi, Cherie. Welcome back. Do you want
Yeah.
to? I wasn't, it was just sitting in there. There wasn't a name or anything on it.
No, that's okay. It was a bit of a challenge to get 2 colors.
Yeah.
And I had to construct this one. So I could only use what I had. So I didn't have red. So I went for the yellow, which was a brighter color. yellow and green, I feel, can go together sometimes as side by side, not quite.
Well, they do. They're analogous. I can't say that word, but they're analogous on the wheels, so they actually can be used together quite well. I mean, like, I think that this is a standard straight capture. I think that you know, as I said before, using your phone, you've got that diagonal that comes in, so you're reading that photo left to right, so you can actually see that there's good composition here. There's a bit of a story with the towel coming over. I think that well set up, well captured, because it's the phone and you don't do any editing and that sort of thing, just that attention to detail. See how there's that little tag that's just poking out from the towel, just things like that. But yeah, no, absolutely fine. Does anyone want to say anything about that? No, but I think it's actually quite a nice capture. It's just nice and simple, set up, composed well. You've got the chair leading towards you, so it looks like it's an invitation to sit down. You imagine if that chair was facing the other way, it might tell a different story, like someone's just gotten up and walked away, but that is actually saying, come on, sit down, have a rest. So nice story behind that, Cherie.
Thank you, Sarah. I didn't even see the white tag.
Yeah, no, that's my, I've got this thing about attention to detail, and I miss so many things, but yeah. So
If I'd noticed the white tag when I was taking the photograph, I might have tucked it or used the other part of I think it was a sort of like a little blanket thing. Okay, thanks.
That's okay. You're more than welcome. All right, so these are my two. Don't need to comment on them, but this is down at Canberra.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing to see here. That's for those of us that went to Canberra, there's that sculpture outside in the garden. So that's my first one. And
what's creating that ellipse around it?
that's a shadow from above. So have you been down to the sculpture garden in Canberra?
No.
So this is called Below and Beyond, I think it is. It's something like that, Below and Beyond. And so what it is it's a water feature that actually has, and this round thing on the side is like a dome that you can walk in from the back. So you go into this structure and then you can go into the dome, and surrounding the structure is water, and it's all blue. So the pool is blue and the walls are orange. So that's how you get that reflection there. It's quite an interesting, yeah.
So is that side on, is it?
No, that's the way it should be.
Okay.
That's the way it should be. I think I might have flipped it. So I think that the blue should be, when you see it, the blue should be down the bottom and the orange up the top.
Oh, I see.
But I liked it. I liked it better that way. So I've just inverted it.
Okay.
So, but nothing has been added, taken away, or anything else. I mean, obviously, like water bubbles were removed, but it's very basically almost out of camera.
Very creative.
Thanks. It's actually, if you get a chance to go down to these structures that are outside, they're quite beautiful, aren't they? Yeah. And you could be there for hours, just because what happens is there's a dome inside, and in the dome is a circle. And so that sun comes down to do the rectangle door, and it constantly changes. And then you go out and there's the pyramid walls that come up to another entrance, and the constant changing of the sun and the clouds changes your whole perspective to what you see inside there. And then people walking along the pool, it goes down at different angles. So you would just see someone's head, and next thing you'd see their body, and they're reflected in the water. So it's quite an interesting place to go to. And this is the other one that I put in red, just red and green, traditional red and green. But what I was going to say about this one is I was playing around with it and talking about two colours. But if you look at the next image, I actually played around with it to see what sort of colours were actually in it. And there's actually yellow in it too. So it's a bit of a cheat that green has also got yellow in it. So where you see that you've got two colours, there's really three. How did I, in Photoshop, I did it. Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, so. Yeah. So anyway, so that's yeah, because that's pretty standard. So, but I just played around to see how many colours were actually in this, and there's more. So that is the end of our night. I've just got one last slide. Sorry. No, I was just going to say this is the only other slide that I've got. And so the upcoming events, obviously we've got the train going to Bowral this weekend. Next Wednesday week, we've got our meeting up for, pardon? Oh, it's supposed to be the 29th. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. I could. Yeah, no, so it's the 29th this weekend. So I'd have to edit it, but I have to close it. And so then Vivid, we're meeting at 7 o'clock outside of City Extra to do some Vivid walking. And that will be focusing on long exposure because our next topic is long exposure. And then next meeting that we have at the club, we're actually going to do a practical hands-on where we're going to come in and talk about long exposures, and then we're going to head out to into Bondi into the night to spend about an hour practicing long exposures. And so that is it. That's everything that's coming up. Please disregard the 20th. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. And the, because the 0 is right next to the 9. So when I was typing, yeah, it's my typo. The only other thing I was going to say is that the State Library has now got the World Press exhibition that's opened up. It's always a brilliant thing to go along and see. And yeah, it goes to the 19th. So it's always a brilliant thing. I always go every year and have a look at it. It's very confronting, but very well worth seeing. And I know that there's a nature exhibition down at the Maritime Museum at the moment. So Maritime Museum. And that is it, everybody. So has anyone got anything online that you'd like to say before we say goodbye to you guys? Yeah. So as Deidre just said, is the train is leaving at 7:05, and we had decided at one stage that we were going to buy tickets online. The problem with that is that we won't be sitting together on the train because they're numbered seats. So we had full intention of getting there a little bit early and buying our tickets so we could sit together. So is there anyone here online that would be coming along? Cherie, Alan?
No, I won't be able to do the
No,
walk.
sorry, we can't.
No, that's okay. That's
Angela,
okay.
I can't do this Sunday.
Yep, no problem whatsoever. I just thought I'd ask.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, just Glenn's just said from both of us. No, they're not going. Yeah. He just said from both of them. Yeah, so, and yeah, I actually messaged Angela 2 days, at least today or something like that. So, all right. So if that's all from you guys online, thanks for coming in, and thanks for putting in photos, and keep doing what you're doing. Stay healthy and safe, and everyone. Deidre did a little bit of a side wave out to the side. Oh, look, everyone's doing a bit of a wave. All right.
Yes.
I hope your knee gets better. Hope everyone stays healthy and fine, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks very
Bye,
much.
Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sarah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks. All right.
Okay.